Okay, folks, here we go. 103. 103 on this Tuesday. And definitely want to check things with JR, but I believe we should be good to go. Yes, yes, yes. Let me make sure. There I am. Yes, because I've been out. What a busy day. Tuesday live. Yes, we are. Okay. Well, maybe I should make sure he has it. There we go. I think he's got it. And we should be good to go. Yes. Let's go. Connected. Here we go. All right. All right, folks. We are, excuse me, we are live. When are we live? We are, thank you very much, Bendy. Yes. Double Shot Tuesday. Charles with you. Folks, it's a Double Shot Tuesday. We're going to arrest two people today. Scarpetti's coming up. Paul and I'll have tickets to give away. Leopard, the Infinity Center. Your home for rock and roll, 94 HJY. Here we go. Yes. Not with the big one. Double Shot Tuesday. Coming up 420, we're all going to get stoned with Charles. Here comes some ZZ Top. He's a sharp dressed man on your home for rock and roll. It's 94 HJY, Charles. Where's Laurenti? He's probably with Scarpetti getting stoned. Your home for rock and roll. All right, enough. 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. We are live on. As long as Bendy and JR like it, I'm fine with that. We are live on X. Boy, Hank Brennan is having himself a day. Is he ever? Hank Brennan is dismantling the entire defense. How do you spell hero? Hank. Yes. There we go. You're live on YouTube. Real news. Still going to wait for our cue from the big guy. Yes, we are. But, folks, we are live. Yes, we are. Double Shot Tuesday. There we go, folks. 106. 106. On this Double Shot Tuesday. Charles with you. No, actually, it is the real news with the chosen one. Folks, good afternoon. Obviously, a little bit of foolishness. You are tuned to the real news on AM 1380, 99.9 FM. Now, is it true you can listen online at the website, dpetro.com? 100% confirmed. Yes. Can you watch right now on Facebook for our page, John DePetro Show? Yes, 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 and live on YouTube, and yes, live on X. Now, this portion of our program, as we kick things off on this Tuesday, and we do have a lot that we're going to cram in this hour. And folks, one of the other things that I am forced to deal with is people that don't understand. Number one, they clearly don't understand proper etiquette in life, but then it carries over to social media. But I'll tell you about that in just a moment. Now, if you check out our website, dpetro.com, you will find several things. Number one, information that we had up since Friday night on the situation with West Greenwich. Providence Journal, the state newspaper, this morning, this is lost on some people. Today, the Providence Journal printed today what we had up Friday night. Now, I get that some people won't get that, but that's very significant. Let's do the math. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days later, Now, we also have information about, in the Providence Police, with what happened on Monticello with the suspect. Now we see who's responsible. And there's a funny part of that. But I want to mention, folks, our website, DePietro.com, brought to you by the Coesit Inn, 226 Coesit Avenue, West Warwick. Lunch, dinner, if you don't mind drinking with him. Anthony Santos drinks with him in the lounge. Plus, they have the market at Coesit. I don't know if we have any limited edition mugs left. But stop in and visit the Coesit Inn. Delicious food, stiff drinks, just like George says in A Wonderful Life. Remember, they go into martinis, and it's a different plate, whatever. But anyhow, and Nick, the bartender, who's then a completely different personality, says, "We make stiff drinks for guys that want to get drunk in a hurry," like that type of thing. The Coesit Inn, 226 Coesit Avenue, West Warwick. All right, now several things. I want to just before I get into, I don't always, but sometimes I will go and I'll check some of the comments after we've been live. Not all the time. Most of the time I don't have time. But yesterday I posted we would have an update on the West Greenwich situation. And I was dismayed. There's someone that these people are just posting. Like, I don't know. I don't remember the name because now they're like, who has. Here's the thing. The New Year's resolution is we don't have time for clueless people, rude people. Who wants to put up with that? I certainly don't want to put up with this. So anyhow, this person just kept putting, "What's the update? What's the update? What's," like 10 times. What on earth? See, I blame myself. What on earth did I ever do to give you the impression that would be tolerated? It's absolutely not tolerated. So, like I said, and we also have people that come on, and again, granted, I'm talking about a social media page where they're very insulting to me and then insulting to others, and then they wonder why. Listen, it's not, "I'm entitled to my opinion." Yes, on your page. On your page you are. Not here. It'd be frightening if people knew how little I care. Most of the opinions are uninformed and totally Captain Obvious cliche. Who wants that? It's not a page for beginners. So I'll start with a couple of things. Number one, now Smithfield police put out yesterday an individual they were looking for and broke into a home. No one knows this yet, but that person is in custody. So good job by Smithfield police. I know a number of people in the neighborhood were concerned about that individual. So rest easy. He is in custody. What's this? Okay, I don't want that. Okay. Now, also, quick, and I'll talk more about this. Granted, it's coming up February 3rd. The Perkins trial, Mark Perkins, on trial. And by the way, hold on. I did give an update yesterday. I did give an update. So I don't know what these people are expecting. They're very rude and they have no social grace. And as I've said, the page is not for everyone. If you want, I need things like 60 seconds fast, then scram, go away. We have too many people as it is. We're like when the United States, when Trump would say, we're full. That's how it is. It's like people that just descend. And even when I tell people, go away, they still come back. All right. The Perkins trial, February 3rd. We'll have more details as we get closer to that. But that is a jury trial. So that morning, we'll start with jury selection. Now, I won't be sitting in the courtroom, but this is the case where, I was doing coverage and telling anyone that would listen that after investigating the case, in my mind, of the missing person, Charlotte Lester, in my mind, after we investigated did so many broadcasts on the case that the only thing that seemed to make sense was that all roads pointed to Mark Perkins. And that upset him. That upset some people, or morons mostly. And anyhow, and then it resulted in, as you may have, most people had seen, he attacked me and LB with a running lawnmower, and he's charged by the police on that, and that's felony assault. So it did happen in August of 22. That he's going to trial. The trial, it's my understanding, they've said to him. Now, keep in mind, right now he is locked up, accused of murdering Charlotte Lester. But it's my understanding they were saying to him 18 months. He's doing 18 months. And he and his attorney kept rejecting it. So who knows? Maybe there will be a deal before then. But for right now, it's scheduled for Monday, February 3rd. And it will start with jury selection. Now, as the star witness in the case, I won't be able to sit in court for that. Keep in mind, a lot of people don't understand this. This isn't a civil matter. In a criminal matter, it's actually the city of Warwick and the state. They are bringing the charges against him. I just happen to be the star witness. They'll play our Facebook Live, but it will be jury selection. So I think the whole thing is going to be very interesting. Again, we'll give you plenty of notice, but people hear about it. Kent County Courthouse. Remember, it's free. It's free to park in the garage. For many people, you've seen movies, television. There's a chance to see this is real jury selection. It's a real courthouse. It's a real case with a real judge and everything else. But it will be, I was thinking it was a bench trial. It's going to be jury selection coming up on February 3rd. Now, I will give you the latest on West Greenwich in just a moment. And for those that are impatient, I'm telling you, either learn to behave or you can't have nice things. Your presence is not required here. It's not. And when I post that on this page, we support the police, I don't need people posting the blanking obvious of, well, I support good police. Listen, no kidding. As if that even needs to be said. Yeah, no kidding. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in general. Well, I support the good police. Please leave the page. Please leave, period. Yeah, no kidding. Listen, you have the Sandra Birchmore case in Massachusetts. No doubt. That guy, Massachusetts doesn't have the death penalty. If it did, he should get it. We went after Officer Dolan from Pawtucket more aggressively than anyone. He shot an unarmed teen. We covered that story more than anyone. So, but I get that. Yes, no kidding. And there are doctors that run afoul of the law. There are every profession, teachers, politicians, attorneys, name it. I'm just stating, by and large, police need support and should be supported. There are people that have huge anti-police bias. And I'm just clarifying, it doesn't exist. And that's why I put to people, you're on the wrong page. There are pages that will welcome you with open arms, with all your anti-police diatribe. This isn't one of them. Beat it. Scram. All right, folks, this portion of our program is brought to you by Propane Plus. Remember, for all your propane needs, call them today, 401-885-4209. In Massachusetts, 508-252-3359. Propane Plus. Do you use propane? Call Propane Plus today for all your heating and cooling. They also have a very user-friendly website. It's propaneplus.com. Residential or commercial, contact Propane Plus today. Again, 401-885-4209, or in Massachusetts, 252-3359 for Propane Plus. Well, folks, good afternoon. Now I will talk about West Greenwich. What's the update? What's the update? My God, these people. But Just a reminder, JD's Lawn Care and Tree Service. They will trim your branches. Call them 401-441-0154. JD Lawn Care and Tree Service. So here's the update. Now, the Providence Journal this morning finally published that the owner of the home, Danielle Arruda. Okay. Some people don't pick up on the fact that, well, wait a minute. You had that, meaning me. You had that on Friday night. Right. Yes, I get that. Not everyone will get that. Some people were acting as though they were hearing it for the first time, which is another example of people that are critical, like, you already shared that story. You already shared. Yeah. And guess what? Most people are dense. Last night, the Providence police have now released images of essentially the suspect, the killer that shot and killed that guy, Keith, on Monticello Street. It was a Sunday night, last Sunday in November. It was the Sunday before Thanksgiving. We were out doing road patrol. We went over there. Now, this was the guy. It's off of Branch Avenue. And so I posted, they now have image of exactly who it is that showed up there on foot with a weapon and took him out. And I posted the pictures. They're on DePietro.com if you haven't seen it. And someone actually posted, well, is that the suspect or the victim? Is that the suspect or the victim? I want to, folks, if I didn't see these things, I wouldn't believe some of the things that people put. And I know people say, just how do you ignore something like that? Let me just find, because I want to get the exact wording. And one of our subscribers picked up on it. Is that the suspect or the victim? You think police are posting? Why would the police be posting a picture of the victim? Who posted that? Let me just find it quickly. Yeah, Jason Gelfuso. Is this the victim or the suspect? Why would the police, Lori, thank you, Lori Caprio Russo, can't make this up, I know. Jason, you think the police, why would the police be posting a photo of the victim in a mask? Allison Barry's right. They walk among us. I get nervous that these people actually are on the roads. Is that if I didn't know any better, is this the victim or the suspect? Why would police be posting? That reminds me of a story that my kids would tell, that years ago during a Christmas break, they were having a party and they invited this kid that wasn't invited to a lot of parties. So they said, hey, are you coming? There's a party at 9. And he texted back, AM or PM? Yeah, there's a party at 9 o'clock in the morning. What time's the party? 9. AM or PM? Is that the victim or the suspect? See the guy with the mask that the police are looking for? Do you actually think the police are posting a photo of the no, he actually, this happened at the end of November. He died at the hospital. He is now, I would imagine, he's either cremated or been buried. No, they're not posting a photo of the victim. I have to admit, I never thought I would have to clarify that, even though it says police are looking, who knows who this person is? Police are looking for this person. I never thought I had to say this is the suspect. Although actually, as much as I say that, I'm pretty sure on DePietro.com, we say it's the suspect. Police have, yeah, video of the killer. So, but again, it's one of those people, they just don't read anything. Is that the suspect or the victim? It would never occur to me that someone might think, huh, that's odd. The police are posting. I wonder why the police are looking for the victim. Wearing a mask, walking down the street. Jason, why would the... All right, I am going to update you on West Greenwich. But I want to welcome to the program. Here we go. Arch Design Builders of Rhode Island, specializing in residential design, and they are fantastic. Arch Design, fair prices, great workmanship. Eddie and Roxanne, what a team that run Arch Design. Based, obviously Rhode Island based, they complement each other. Design ideas, quality workmanship. So what this is okay, it's 2025. You can call them, and I will share their Facebook page at 401-207-4124. So established in 1992, Ed, 18 years commercial construction, and they have launched out on their own. They have hundreds of happy clients. So whatever it may be in your home, Arch Design Builders, they'll do it. Whether it's a special project, whether it's something for the basement, maybe it's something you want to in any way, home remodeling. Arch Design Builders. Give them a call. So what I mean is, maybe now in this new year, after the holidays, you've been thinking you'd like to have, now is the time. You want to have some work done in your home. Give them a call today. Free quote, Arch Design Builders, 401-207-4124. I know it takes a little while. You're going to be hearing a lot more about them. I've heard about them for quite some time. They are very talented, and they would love to come up with and work with you on the project for your home. Arch Design Builders. Well, folks, good afternoon. All right, I'll give the update on West Greenwich. The real update is the police still haven't said anything. I don't think so. Let me just double check. No. No, I'm not doing that. I know, listen, I know some people put out when they have runaways, but nope. No, we let me just explain something, because I someone just sent this to me. We work through the police. Not everyone does, but we work through the police, and I'll tell you why. Because many times there's various motives why people sometimes like to give the appearance that they are missing. And so when police put out, this person is missing, then we share it. Other than that, there are runaways, and there's various reasons why people sometimes put that they're missing that I'm not going to get into. But anyone that sends me stuff like that, I wait for the police department. Whenever I'm contacted by someone, I then even ask them, have you contacted the police department? When the police put it out, then it's official. Much like Michelle Romano, and we've shared the page. All right, let me talk about West Greenwich. The real fact of the matter is, right now, the West Greenwich police and the state police, they still haven't said anything. We've learned what, if anything, now, everyone in the media is kind of waiting. And I think it's interesting that the Providence Journal today, Tuesday, January 7th, that they're confirming what we put out on Friday night. I want to, okay, yeah, it's just more of the same thing. I'm not, yeah, I get that, but wrong. Here it is. Some really interesting things about, let's see, the husband involved here, from what I understand, really strange guy. Her family had only met him once. He had a fear of going outside. What a zero. The kids were homeschooled. The oldest child was still in diapers. There's a condition, fear of going outside, a symptom of agoraphobia, anxiety disorder, causes people to fear leaving environments they consider safe. Gee, I wonder why she was considering divorce. Listen, I posted the photo. And again, I get that a lot of people don't fully get that. Oh, yeah, that's right. Channel 10 doesn't have a photo of the father. People don't say, hey, wait a minute, Channel 12 doesn't have that photo. Actually, as I think of it now, we posted the photo of the father in West Greenwich, who sounds, I don't know. There's other information I have that I'm not going to give out. But I, the whole scenario here just seems very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. I was thinking we posted the photo and I posted, there he is. There's the father from West Greenwich that committed this horrendous, horrible murder suicide. And people were commenting, wait a minute, is he alive? Wait a minute. If that's a photo of him, I thought he was dead. Is he alive? Was that no, it's a photo. I didn't say it was taken 5 minutes ago. It's a photo. Now, again, folks, I understand you may be listening saying, you got to stop listening. I know, but it does break it up. That's another example. It didn't occur to me that I need to put, just so everyone understands, this photo wasn't taken today. No, West Greenwich police walked into a gruesome, horrible crime scene. And as I mentioned, I don't know what to make of. So you're the family, and this happened. And I mean family members of the Providence Journal is reporting. Well, the police, said Friday there were 4 people inside. Yes. People are saying, I thought you said that the mother was pregnant. She was. Well, why are the police saying 4? I don't know that. That's a question for the police. I agree. If she was 8 months pregnant, then I think that would be that he actually took out 4 people and himself. But they haven't said anything about that just yet. They haven't said anything, as a matter of fact. They're supposedly waiting for the medical examiner. But as I've also stated, folks, I many things, not only is the crime unrelatable, the fact that family and friends, their first instinct was to jump on to my social media platforms and start, out of anger, lashing out at various people. You would think that they would be grieving amongst themselves, because make no mistake about it. I mean, it's awful. It's awful. It's still upsetting. When people say any update, I'm not sure exactly what update people are looking for also. I mean, if you log on to DePietro.com, which I have shared, even though people, wait a minute, you shared that already. Is there a rule against that? I mean, on Friday, I knew the names. On Friday night, we released the names. On Saturday, we got a picture of him. I don't know the name of the children. That will wait for the police on. The rest of the media are just waiting for the police. To me, the first time I've seen her name mentioned, I guess they called her Danny, was the Providence Journal just put who owned the home. I know some people were thrown because the previous owner still had their name on the mailbox. I don't know why the previous owner's name was still on the mailbox. If you look at the photo of the husband, he definitely seems odd. I don't know the nature of their relationship. I don't. So I also want to talk about the homeless situation, but for West Greenwich, I'm not sure exactly what details, what update people need. I mean, I'll wait to see what the police put out. They may not do a press conference. They may just put out a statement. I think what you need to know, unless I guess there are some people that don't understand there's not a suspect out there. Maybe that's what they're looking for. I mean, the police told us that on Friday morning, but when people say, "What's the update? What's the update?" I try to figure out what information. I'm not exactly sure what type of update are they looking for. I mean, the police have already kind of told us everything, other than they haven't put out the names, but we know the names. I suppose there are people that want the names of the children and see a photo. I'm not. It's a little, I'm going to wait for the police on that one. Um, we do know who owned the home, and we know who the individual was. I may Unless there's people that don't fully either believe it or understand it, so then they're still waiting. Because I have been contacted by people that start saying, what I think happened was, it could be, and they just come up with these ridiculous conspiracy theories. So for those that are looking for an update, the update is that the police still haven't said anything. I'm not sure exactly how much more, if they're not looking for the shooter, which they're not, because it was the father, then I'm not sure what information. Now, if he left a note, that would be pertinent information. I know people are then questioning, well, how do you know it was the father? Well, I'm going off what the kind of what the police said. And then I suppose to find out when it happened, I guess. I mean, at this point, it certainly doesn't change anything. I don't know if there are people that maybe think maybe that this was someone still alive in the house. I mean, I certainly haven't heard that. Police didn't say that. They told us on Friday, to me, basically everything there is about this, which is it's horrific. And I know someone was trying to float a rumor out there that, I mean, it's just so preposterous that maybe it was one of the children or something. I mean, I don't know what to make of that. I don't give that any time. But anyhow, so I guess we'll wait. And then I think also a lot of people, I think you have to weigh whether this is something that you need to know or you just want to know. Because there are sometimes people will contact and say, I need to know the following. Well, you know, obviously you didn't have parents, or you're not a parent. As I would say, that when my kids would say, we need ice cream, I'd say, no, you want ice cream. You don't need ice cream. You want ice cream, needs and wants. So many of you, and sometimes I get messages from people, why did this happen? Just curious. Well, don't be. The police will, I believe the police will tell us all the pertinent information. Although at this point, other than to cross some of the T's and dot some of the I's, I'm not sure what more we need to know about it. So now I do want to talk about the state homeless problem. I do. But we also want to stay on schedule. Folks, good afternoon. 1:37 on this Tuesday, January 7th. And I want to in staying on schedule. I know that some people sometimes, because I see comments like, boy, he's rude and blah blah. It's hard to explain to people. You don't know what it's like. I mean, we're almost close to 100,000 people on TikTok. So that's one platform. And I want you to let that set in a little bit. That's just one platform of 100,000 followers. Almost. I mean, we'll be there this month. On this Facebook page you're watching, there's almost 80,000 that we're going to hit by the end of the week, plus another 7,000 on my personal page. So you're really talking about almost 87, almost 90,000 people. We're over, almost 45,000 on Instagram, and we are almost 50,000 on YouTube, plus the website, plus the radio show. So after a while, you get tired of the nonsense. You get tired of, there are people that just feel that they can put and say whatever they want and with no repercussions. We don't need it. I don't have time for it. Nonsense. Go post somewhere else. It's foolishness. And remember, just, you don't have to ask every little question that pops into your little low IQ brain. This is not the platforms and the content that we do. It's not for beginners. I want to clarify that again, no matter what platform you're listening or watching on. And if I've been very consistent about this. I couldn't watch a movie enjoyably if there was someone that kept asking inane questions or walking in and out of the room and wanted to be updated, like they're being babysat. I can't watch a football game. I shouldn't say I can't. I prefer not to watch a game if there's someone that doesn't understand the rules of the game. Now, there are other people that they could be stranded or stuck with those types of individuals. So, but I'm not one of them. So I wouldn't, this weekend coming up at the NFL playoffs, I love the NFL playoffs. I wouldn't watch the NFL playoffs with someone that doesn't know the rules of football. Other people can or might have to. I'm not doing that. It's too annoying. So the page is not for everyone. If you don't understand a term, it's up to you to go look it up. This is an advanced class for people that follow the news. This isn't, and there's so many people. If you decided to drop out of school in 8th grade, that was your decision. But we're not going to suffer for it. And we're not going to put up with inane, simpleton type of questions. So I hope that this is, it's up to you to get up to speed. I want you to think of it as, picture yourself back in school and there was someone that was out sick for 2 or 3 days. Well, it's up to them to get up to speed. It's not up for the class to get up to speed with them. It's not for everyone. I'm not offended. If I post GSW, they found GSW. If you don't understand that the meaning of that is gunshot wounds, then you need to go find that out. And for the millionth time, I didn't come up with the term unalive. That is a term that the social media apps prefer. Well, I don't like it. Well, no one asked if you like it. And let me go a step farther. No one cares if you like it. I have no idea what makes people think that other people are so interested in their opinion, no matter how inane it may be. No one cares. Good. You don't like it. Beat it. Scram. Whatever. Go, then don't post it on your page. When in Rome, if you want to post things on social media, it's their apps. It's their apps. I don't like all the stuff on TikTok, but it's their app. It's either fall in line or not. Same thing with all of them. No one said it's easy. It's actually can be very challenging to try to work with them. Remember, there's no one you can go and see. All right, I do want to talk about the homeless situation. But folks, I want to remind you, Watson Materials. Everyone's talking about them. Largest selection of landscape materials in Rhode Island. 1500 South County Trail, East Greenwich. You could call them at 401-885-0600. It's really simple. Watson Materials is the most complete selection of landscape materials in the 401 in Rhode Island. So whether it's landscape lighting or pavers or retaining walls or natural stone, cobblestone, decorative stone, Watson Materials. Look for them online, watsonmulch.com. Call them for a free quote at 401 885 0600. 401 885 0600. You know, more and more people are deciding that they're not going to move because it's too expensive and there's nowhere to go. And so instead, they're just going to improve their home. Let them help you with that. Sean, he and his staff are so fantastic. Folks, Watson Materials. It's going to be a big year for them. Let them help you be a big year for your home or business. Now, let me just touch on this situation with the homeless as someone that has covered it for quite some time. Let me just check the time. 1:43. Freezing cold, by the way. Let me also just be clear. I'm not discouraged. When I talk this way, I try to do it in what I think is kind of an entertaining way. It's a little bit of venting, a little bit, but I sometimes think that maybe things need to be clarified. Like when we post a picture of the father from West Greenwich, it never occurred to me that someone would say, "Well, wait a minute, does that mean he's still alive if you have a photo of him?" That never came into my mind. When we post a photo of the suspect with the Monticello shooting, it never occurred to me someone might say, "Wait a minute, is that the victim?" When they were showing the picture of the suspect from New Orleans, it never occurred to me that someone is sitting there saying, "Well, wait a minute. If they have a photo of him, I thought he was dead." Which so people think you can't have a photo of someone if they're only if they're alive. I don't know what to make of that. But anyhow, um, but let me also, I want to touch about this homeless thing. Now, as many of you know, at 145, I am hardly, no one would accuse me of being the biggest supporter of Governor McKee. Hardly. However, this business that there are 2,500 homeless people in the state, and we got to do something for the homeless, and there's all this homeless and blah, blah, blah. It simply is not true. It simply is not true. How many, if you're a small business or you're anywhere, at the mall, anywhere, you still see help wanted signs everywhere. Everywhere. When those individuals, unhoused, excuse me, when they were sleeping outside the State House, I'll give McKee staff this. The quote, homeless advocates were saying there's 2,500. There's 2,500, and you got to pour more money into it. And you got to give more money to Crossroads. And I like this part. And you need to hire more people. The director at Crossroads was making 250 to 300,000 a year. If you were making 300,000 a year, would you want the homeless population to go up or to go down? We know the answer to that. So to their credit, the McKee people were saying, well, where are these people? Tell us. We want to go and we want to get a count of them. And they were saying they're everywhere. Okay, like where are they? Because all the state could do was come up with about 500 to 600 people. And the advocates were saying, oh, no, there's thousands. You got to pour more money here. You need to hire more people and blah, blah, blah. And this whole big thing. Folks, it's a racket. It's a racket. There are people, they want that to be their industry. We don't, and I don't understand. Channel 10 even did it. So these homeless advocates, do you know they put that the state of Rhode Island had the second largest growing homeless population in the country? That's nonsense. That is complete foolishness. Anyone that believes that, have you ever been to San Diego? Have you ever been to Los Angeles? Have you ever been to San Francisco or parts of Florida or Washington State? Or, I mean, or New York? Way to believe that? Like, I can't believe Channel 10 even ran with that. It's all fabricated numbers. There is these activists, they used to be called the Poverty Institute, and they would function at Rhode Island College, and they were like, oh my God, there's so much poverty and homeless and blah, blah, blah. And we need to, we need to hire more people, and we need to give more jobs to the homeless advocates. And folks, I'll tell you exactly what this comes down to. Now, granted, listen, the whole situation with the Foxy Village, that is completely a failure of the McKee people. But what I have learned as someone that is out there, and I've used unhoused individuals as sources, and I've interviewed some unhoused individuals. What this comes down to is when they started to put them up in hotels, because there were people that they stay at Motel 6. It's kind of like the way they were putting up the migrants in Massachusetts. There are people, you have Harrington Hall, Hobo Hall in Cranston, and the state's largest men's shelter, men only. So now every night when we're doing road patrol, you see all the men and women that, they stay at crossroads. There's always fights out in front of there, and they're walking back and forth down Broad Street. They go to the liquor store. I mean, we literally see them. We literally see them every single night. But there's a number of people that once they introduced the I don't all right, this is funny. People are still putting out that they're looking for the guy in Smithfield. He's in custody. Why are they still he's in custody? Why are these people saying that they still need help? Because they don't pay attention. I'm telling you, Smithfield police got him. The guy's in custody. Let me just quickly. I just saw someone. Everybody share this. He's in custody. Good job by Smithfield police. Let me just finish this. So there was someone that we interviewed with the Charlotte Lester case, and she was, quote, homeless. But what she always wanted to do was to get a hotel voucher, because that's what it comes down to. So there were people that, okay, for whatever reason, them or whoever, they are unhoused. And the state says, okay, here are some shelters that are available. And they say, oh, no, they're full. It's not that they're full. It's now they want to be put up in hotels. Now, that's a separate discussion, by the way. If the state wants to put people up in hotels like Motel 6 on Jefferson Boulevard and other places, if the state wants to put up homeless people in hotels or whatever, some of these places for the wintertime, well, that's a separate discussion. But it doesn't help if people just keep repeating all the shelters are full. I mean, I saw it firsthand. There was someone that we were dealing with, and she would just keep screaming, I have nowhere to stay. I have nowhere to stay. And they'd say, well, then go to a shelter. And they'd say, no, they're full. They actually weren't full. It's just that's someone who wanted a hotel voucher. And also, remember now, at a shelter, you can't bring in a weapon. At a shelter, you can't bring in a pet. At a shelter, you're not supposed to bring in drugs or booze. But if they have their own hotel room, wow, then it's like party time. So in Warwick, police get called out to some of those places quite frequently. So do I believe that Rhode Island had, first of all, it's freezing outside. No, I don't want anybody outside, but there has to be some transparency, and people need to be honest with how much of a problem you're really talking about. The homeless advocates claim, oh, we're headed towards 3,000 homeless people. It simply is not true. Maybe it's 500. But then you get into how many are homeless by choice. How many? I get it. Apartments are expensive. I'm flabbergasted when I hear how much people have to pay. But as I have also stated, I believe that it should go hand in hand with employment. Homeless and working with the homeless should go hand in hand with employment, meaning you will get certain things, but you have to maintain some sense of employment. And as I've also stated, I think if someone was working 2 or 3 jobs, they wouldn't have time to be homeless, or they would eat on their lunch break, or they'd eat on their dinner break, and then they just need a place to crash at night. So now, I mean, I've heard of people. There was a guy, I won't say where, but he used to park his car right near a Planet Fitness. And for $10, you can go to Planet Fitness. And he used to use the bathroom there, and he used to use the shower there, and he'd basically kind of hang out inside all day. And he had his car outside. He was a young guy, by the way. So, I mean, what about that person? I mean, that person is literally just hanging around all day. So I believe it should go hand in hand with employment. I do. Folks, this portion of our program is brought to you by Kids Club on the Pike. So many people are talking about them: birthday parties, before and after school programs, preschool programs. Kids Club on the Pike. So if you're planning a party, a birthday party, or maybe a team party, or maybe you're just looking for somewhere that has before and after school programs or preschool programs, you want to contact Kids Club on the Pike because they have different locations. Now, their main one that I instruct you to contact is right on the Cranston Johnston line, right on Plainfield Pike off 295. Kids Club on the Pike. It's safe, it's clean, it's designed for children. They'll love it. Kids Club on the Pike. Now, Retailer Spotlight. I want to say a very happy new year, and I want to encourage everyone, if you're on Mendon Road in Cumberland, pop in and see the Queen of Health, Marie, at It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland. You know what's amazing about Marie? And folks, right now, it's pretty astounding the number of people that are sick right now. And the reason I know that is I see them posting, sickest I've ever been, still 6-7 days later. Emergency room walk-in centers are full. I know this from seeing people posting about it. So sick, still sick since Christmas. Blah, blah, blah. Make this year the year that you finally are the healthiest you've ever been. And you can do that if you pop in and see Marie at It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland. She has everything. Her entire store, the entire purpose is centered around health. So if you're sick, you want to have someone go for you to go see Marie at It's My Health. If you want to make sure you don't get sick, stop in and see Marie at It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland. She also has hemp and CBD products. She has all kinds of unique teas. And she also, what I love is Marie. And right now, if you're on Mendon Road, you could pop in and see her right in that historic white church across from Davenport Restaurant. It's My Health. She also has all natural ingredients that will keep you healthy. Folks, we're hearing and learning more and more of just, it's instead of immediately popping a pill, there's some natural ingredients that you could take that would keep you hydrated, help you with a cold, help you with allergies, help you recover from COVID or the flu. Stop in and see, as I call her, the Queen of Health. It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland. Well, folks, good afternoon. Now, I also want to mention, so the subscribers may or may not know this. So this morning, Um, I was part of something. It was pretty exciting. I can't show any video just yet. I can't. You're going to have to wait and see. But I can tell you, we were part of something this morning, and uh, part of the agreement I had to make, which I gladly did, was I wouldn't release any details about it just yet. I wouldn't release any video about it just yet. But when the time comes, and I know some people don't like kind of being in the dark on that, but it's already been a really, really busy day. And at the appropriate time, as I've told you folks, we have a lot of exciting things that are going to happen in this new 2025. I implore many of you again, become a subscriber. It's 7 cents a day. And even if you don't watch all the time, you get to support you're not going to get the real news from the mainstream media. They're all saying the same thing. If you watch the 6 o'clock news, there's no difference between channel 10, 12, and 6. We are the real news. Support us, become a subscriber, even if you just watch occasionally. 7 cents a day. What else can you get for 7 cents a day? All right, if you are listening to the radio, stay tuned. Up next, you're going to hear the 2 o'clock news. And if you're watching, let's wait and see if something develops, and we'll be on for Road Patrol Live on this Tuesday.